Hey there, it's just Kate here from Secret Bloggers Business and welcome to SVB Live. Now today all this month and up to the end of the year, I'm going on a theme, a bit of a planning theme and getting organized and getting yourself making sure that next year is your most productive and organized year ever, because I don't know if you're like most of the people that I've been speaking to lately, but there seems to be a big theme of a lot of people going, how the hell did we get to this part of the year? Like, how is it December in a couple of days? Surely it's only March, according to all of the things that I've kind of ticked off your list of what you want to get done. So it's a common theme. If you are feeling like that, don't feel bad. It happens to everybody. I haven't gotten through everything I've wanted to get through this year, but I have gotten through a lot. And I found that as years go on, I'll have everyone on Instagram as well. I'm kind of double screening here, so excuse me if I am sort of looking in two different directions. And I'm going to get this super phallic thing out of my face as well. It looks terrible on Instagram. So if you're feeling like this, it's super common. So I've got 4 quick things that you can just go and do now. Oh, hey Jim, how you going? Things that you can start implementing now that are going to make next year so much easier, so much more organized. It's going to give you a bunch of time back. And I'm also here to invite you guys to my charity workshop, which I am running on the 7th of December. Sorry, I should double check the dates. 7th of December Aussie time, which is 6th of December US time. It's a pay what you want workshop. Minimum is $5 to save your seat. We're going to do a whole 90-minute planning exercise so you can plan out your entire year, your content, your launches, everything. The link, if you're on Instagram, the link is over in the bio. And if you're on Facebook, the link is in the post right there. So come along and join me. I said it's a pay what you want workshop. So it's $5 the minimum. You can pay whatever you want. 100% of proceeds is going to one of my favorite charities, which is the One Girl charity, which raises awesome money to create amazing education and empowerment programs for young girls and women in African countries. They even have this program, which I'm just in love with, which is that teaches teenage girls who are pretty much at the end of their schooling how to go off and start their own small business. So whether that is sewing or creating a food product or some other small item or, ironing or anything, like these are the jobs, these are things that they're most likely, for a lot of them, it's going to be how they earn their money, and they show them how to do that better, to actually run that business, to make it more profitable. And, when a young woman becomes financially independent, particularly in a country like that, it doesn't just affect her, it affects her family, it ripples through the community. It's an amazing, amazing thing to do. So come and join me for that workshop. If you can't join live, don't worry, we'll send you the replay. As I said, it's all for charity. So the links are there. And while you're jumping off and grabbing your seat for that, I'll dive into this week's SVB Live. So as I said, this week I want to talk about being productive and 4 of my favorite tips to do that. So, sorry, excuse my notes, they're off on the side of the screen. So one of the things I started doing, so I don't know how many of you know this, but I've been running a blog now I've had 2 blogs in my blogging life. And my first one I started over 10 years ago. And at one point, Drop Dead Gorgeous Daily, we were doing 5 to 6 blog posts a day. So that's 5 to 6 pieces of unique content a day. So coming up with ideas for content, it was something that you always having to come up with something new and fresh. And, this is a problem that even when you're not doing 5, 6 pieces a day, this can be a really big problem, where you just you're spending all your time doing everything else. And then it comes to content creation time. You're just like, what am I going to write about? Post-it note. All right, I'll write about how great post-it notes are. And you end up creating something that's really mediocre and it doesn't serve you or your audience, and it's kind of a waste of everybody's time. So one thing which was really helpful for us to get to be able to have, come up with these ideas and stay fresh, even when your brain was kind of feeling like a wrung out sponge, was we had monthly themes. And now this is very much borrowed from the land of magazines, which was my background. I used to work in women's magazines where and you've probably seen it, January, new year, new you, get healthy, all that kind of stuff. Karen, sorry if the video's blurry. Can't do much about the rubbish Aussie internet, I'm afraid. I am recording this as well on a proper camera, and it will be on the blog next week if you want to come back and check it out. Hey Sue as well, and hey Helena. So we would create monthly themes. And so, as I said, like January is about getting healthy. February is always like romance and love because it's Valentine's Day. And, even when you're not, a fashion lifestyle blog or a fashion lifestyle magazine, you can still have themes in your business. And particularly if you have a business that has promotions or launches, or you're selling, or you have products that sell better at certain times, or your product is seasonally based, you'll find if you sit down, break up a piece of paper into 12 and think about, okay, what is a theme? What is the kind of topics we should be talking about in that month? And if you've got your launches kind of mapped out as well, and that's one of the things we'll actually do in the planning workshop if you come along, you then go, okay, well, I'm going to be talking about product A. So therefore, the content before that, what's some really good related content that's going to be helping to educate people on product A before I kind of get all, make all song and dance about it and start actually selling and promoting it. So tip number 1 is to go and create themes for your monthly themes for your content and for your business. And it doesn't just have to be about content, it can be about what you're doing in that month. So I like to also have a bit of a regular flow where we're like, one month is setting up a launch, and then it's running a launch, and then it's a break month, and we kind of repeat that every quarter. So if you sit down and you kind of create this nice rhythm, it just makes it easy. Like you turn up at the start of January and you go, I know what I'm doing this month, I know what I'm talking about this month. If you want to go extra ninja, 2 extra little things for you as a bonuses. One is to go and find a piece of content, and this doesn't have to be blog posts because I know not everyone here does blog posts. Maybe you do videos, maybe you do, like you've done a really great Instagram post or a really nice long form Facebook or a Facebook Live or something like that. Like content comes in many forms. It could be emails. Go and find a piece of content that worked really well that's around that topic for each of the months. So it's 12 pieces of content that you can reuse. So then when it comes to that month, you can just update them, refresh them, and re-promote them, republish them, and you've saved yourself a heap of time and you've got some proven content that works. So that's ninja tip number 1. Hey PB, lovely to see you. So tip number 2 is, that's tip number 1 and tip number 2. The recycling post is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is I want you to think about everything that you're spending your time on right now. Like if you think about what you're, spending your, like what marketing activities are you doing? What kind of social media are you doing? What kind of products are you making? Just think about all of the stuff and try and come up with one thing that's not working. One thing that, if you're really honest with yourself, is not bringing you any kind of return on your time investment. So it's not bringing you more prospective leads or clients or customers or sales. It's not making your life easier. It's not improving the quality of the product that you're delivering. It's not giving your customers a better service. It's not serving you, but you've probably just been doing it because you've always been doing it or you've been told you should be doing it. So if one of these things and have a good hard look at it. If it's something that you've just started doing and only going for a couple of weeks, like maybe you've just started playing on Instagram and you haven't got 10,000 followers yet, maybe don't ditch that one yet. Like if it's something that you can see you're starting to get traction on, that's okay. But if it's something you're just doing for the sake of it, if it's just a time suck and it's not serving you, maybe let it go. And that could be something like doing, how often are you doing your blog posts, or how often are you creating your content? Maybe you're doing a bit too much and it's not actually giving you that return as if you pulled it back a little bit. Maybe you are, you're offering a product that people aren't buying, but you're still promoting it and you're still updating it. A lot of these things. Maybe you have a Facebook group that isn't serving you. It's just you're in there giving a lot of energy and you're not receiving any return for that investment. It's okay to be honest about these things. It's okay to say, hey, I tried something, it didn't work. What's not okay is to keep doing it anyway and to just be basically throwing that time and that money down the toilet when you could be investing it back in things that do. So I want you to find one thing that's not working and just let it go. It's not a failure. There's no such thing as failure. It's all learning. And the only way you could fail here, as I said, is if you keep on doing it. So let it go. Just make like Elsa. If you feel the need to sing some Disney songs right now, that's totally fine. I'm in my head. And the lucky last thing I want you to do, and again, this is all down to helping to save you some time, is to automate or outsource one thing. So I want you to think about it. what is one thing, again, when you think listing out all that stuff that you do all the time, what is one thing that you could be doing that, one thing that you are doing. So I'm getting messages. Carly, I'll talk to you in a second. One thing that you are doing that you shouldn't be doing, or one thing that a computer could be doing, or that a wonderful, lovely VA in Malaysia could be doing for like $6-7 an hour. There's definitely one thing, a minimum of one thing that you're doing that's probably taking a couple of hours a week that you could either automate or outsource, and for a very, very low cost, and you can then spend that time either A, having a life, which is always a good thing too, or B, actually spend that time doing the stuff that you should be doing. So think about it, find one thing you could automate or outsource, and I want you to do that, or make the plan to do it. Put it, if you don't have time right now, because I know end of the year is coming up, people are getting a bit nutso. Right, I'm going to automate my social media. I'm going to automate my Instagram, and I'm going to put it as a task in your task list for the 10th of January so you get it done. So then it's done, and then all of a sudden you've just reclaimed a bunch of time in your week. You're heaps more organized. You don't have to stress about what kind of content you're doing and when. In fact, you don't have to do as much content. And hey, next year just looked a little bit brighter. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this is, you've been able to take at least one of these, but preferably all 4, and you're able to go take them away, apply them to your blogs and businesses. Make next year your bitch in the nicest way possible. And even more so, I hope you come along to our free workshop. Sorry, it's not free, charity workshop. As I said, it's for a minimum of US $5. You can have a seat. It's a 90-minute workshop. We're going to plan out your entire year. We're going to plan out your content. We're going to plan out your launches. We're going to get you setting your goals and setting your milestones and setting your plans for making those goals happen. It's going to be really, really fun. I said the links are in the bio on Insta, or they're over in the post on Facebook. So make sure you come along. It's for such a good cause. If, as I said, minimum donation is $5 to save your seat, but if you donate US $20 or more, you'll also get a copy of our latest updated blog year planner. It's gorgeous. I've just kind of finalized the design of that yesterday. It's looking fab. So we'll send that to everyone who does jump in for that. And also, if you come along, you've got a chance to get a year's worth of Blog Squad for free. If you'll see the competition once you've popped in your details, and also there's another competition for everyone who shows up live. So lots of goodies. It's gonna be lots of fun. It's gonna be super valuable. As I said, if you can't come along live, don't worry, we'll send you the replay, because it's all just about raising money for an awesome cause. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you have fabulous weekends, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye.